Is this a test? Is it a test? I think it was a test. It had to be. A worker can't be that non-helpful when their job is to be customer service. What the UberEats customer representative said, she said, it's telling you you're too far away from the store because you're not in the store. That's ridiculous. That's never happened before. You know, I wish I took a screenshot. It was just telling me a box came up, you're too far away from the store. And she said, it's showing that you didn't show up. Are you at the location? Yes, I was. And I said, this is the address. It's at 27 to 30 Sunrise Highway in Belmore. And she was like, but it's not showing that you're there. You know, however, Uber is working on their app. It's just different. Everything about it's different today. And I did update it yesterday. But, you know, I just think that's, I mean, she was like, go back in the store. Go back in the store. I was like, no, I won't do that. Because I tried several times. It was too much of my life to go back into the store. You know what I mean? So they didn't have the items, and I told her that. I didn't reach out to the customer because it was only 3 items. They were vegan items, vegan substitution for cheese. And I did ask for assistance, and we walked the store. We put enough time into it, and this isn't a huge store. I had assistance. I had a worker tell me I've never heard of that brand before, and I buy cheese. And I also browse the vegan area. I've never heard of it. So, you know, maybe the store really didn't have it. And she kept telling me, go back into the store. No, I'm not going to cancel it for you. You have to cancel it. So I lied. It took me a few moments, and I did tell her, I said, I know you're just doing your job, but you're not helping me. Why can't you cancel it on your end? She goes, go back in the store and cancel it. And I was like, this woman, I'm not trying again. After like 3 or 4 times, it's not working. It was just taking me in circles, the app. But I never had a customer service person tell me they weren't going to assist me. You know, it made me feel as if, well, I feel that you're not doing enough and I'm going to make you do more. And she really wasn't appropriate. I said, I think it's ridiculous that you can't cancel it on your end after what I just told you. All the effort I put into it. And she was like, no, you have to do it yourself. So I lied. I went into the area that said I had a problem with the payment card. It was the only way I could cancel it because there was no option to cancel it. After I said there was no substitution, it was only 3 items. The app should have given me the option. I refunded the products. That's what I did. I refunded the products in the app, and then it just kept circling. And, you know, 3, 4 times with assistance in the store. I walked to the car. I got her on the phone. She was like, no, you have to do it. Okay, no problem. I'll lie. So I did. I went to the card area. I got to that location. I tapped problem with card, even though that wasn't true. But if that's what I had to do for the order to close in the app, that's what I had to do. And the time and energy, and I didn't receive any pay. And there's nothing I can do about it. See, usually, you know that once every couple of months something goes wrong and they have to cancel it on their end, they give you a few dollars. Not this time. This woman was not, she did repeat it a couple of times. It's showing that you didn't show up. You're not at the location. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am. And it was true. I was. And she just didn't believe me. So no pay on that one. Things happen. This is a part of, you know, working the gig apps. And the app, they work on them constantly. And it was glitching. And it was wrong. I was at the location. This popped up again. And I don't like them. I checked to see if I have this ticked off. Checked. And I don't. 8 minutes away. Verified. 1.8 miles away. And it shows the address. Not the whole address in this offer, but a general idea. Then it says long trip, 45 plus minutes. But what's missing here? The pay. Now, I would have taken that. It's around Freeport, as you can see on the top in the map. Well, I would have taken that if I knew what I was going to get paid. I don't take these offers, and they come up. They're popping up more often, but you never show the pay. So why would I accept it? There's no reason to accept an offer that I don't know what I'm getting paid. And another thing, I want to know what I'm picking up. They should show that, because it just says verified. But it's a package. What am I picking up? You don't know. Not until you accept the offer. If you're lucky enough to review the offer in the back end after you accept it, like with shopping, you can. I never could not review it after I accepted it. And, every now and then I go, that's way out of my league. I can't do that. Too many cases of water, whatever the deal is, too heavy. And I'll give that answer. It's too heavy. I can't do it. So that's two things. What am I delivering? No, three things. How heavy is it? And how much are you paying? No clue. Independent contractors, I'll preach it one more time. Teach yourself how to use self-employed QuickBooks. Teach yourself how to complete your own tax return. And you will continue to learn and learn and learn what you can write off. You'll get better at it. You'll get faster. You'll save time. And I did mention in an earlier video that I finally feel the relief of the struggle of, I finally feel like I'm getting time back because of all the things I continue to learn that I never had the time to learn because I was working differently. I was struggling for most of my life, and I've shared this in videos. People like me that way. And I really worked hard to start getting myself out from under and really I do like my lifestyle, and I'm going to love it even more in the future. So today was a big day. Big day, 2024, baby. Tax return complete. Why today? Well, why today? I made an appointment to have somebody help me with the very last couple of questions. They questioned me on a couple of things, and it was an easy solution. And I was close. I learned a lot. I didn't plan on getting an hour's worth of training today. They know who's trying and who's not. We even joked that I went to the IRS twice in the past 5 years, and they were applauding me, giving me websites to go to learn how to, that I could study to learn how to do my own taxes and stuff like that. I could tell you the whole story, but the man was great today. His name was Dwayne. Of course, I gave him a great review. He was very, very helpful, and I had to amend my taxes. And this is something that all you guys should consider doing because you'll learn. I made a terrible mistake the first 2 years I did my income when I completed my tax return. And over the course of 2 years, I received a little over $6,000 back. Not all at one chunk, but I learned the paper trail of correcting a tax return, and I overpaid. I don't know about anybody else, but I overpaid. It was a terrible mistake. And you learn the paper trail. And I'm telling you, 2 years later, I received Social Security information, from the IRS, telling me, I don't have it right in front of me, the paperwork. It was just a couple of pieces of paper telling me that they corrected my Social Security because they were going to give me too much. The balance went down. You learn a lot. So this morning when I amended it, yesterday I amended it and I made an appointment and they called me 9 sharp. And we were on the phone for about maybe an hour. But not just for that reason. He helped me with some other things. He goes, do you have any other questions? Yes, I do. And that's what I paid for. And he helped me and he taught me and I learned and I got one-on-one. And today was the day to do that. I didn't plan on doing that, but today was the day to do it. When I amended my tax return, I received a form from the IRS that they overpaid me in interest. So they told me to claim that as income on my tax return. This is the stuff that you learn. Then a job I had 8 years ago, it keeps coming up. And this is the second time a class action suit against them. They settled out of court, or maybe just settled in court, and they had to pay out a lot of money to people that were missing money from their paychecks. I got $20, but I was a part-time. I was only there for a little bit amount of time, but full-timers who gave their world and their life got a good chunk of money back. You know people, and you hear what's going on, it comes back to you every now and then. And then another time they said that they owed me $6.80, and they'd say, call the number, and I called the number, and I figured I had a pile. I was going off the pile, and I just went, okay, I called the number, task done, and I hit the button, and I hung up on them when they were saying goodbye, and they sent me a blank check, and I still have that check. If that ever has to come into play, I could show them, your company sent me a blank check. It wasn't worth the effort. Keep the $6.80. But meanwhile, they did the tax forms because that's what they had to do. Then I have a piece of equipment because I learned I could put my internet business and my independent contracting business as a gig worker under one business because they're linked. I talk about it on YouTube. I earn money online from it. I write about it. And I was told that I'm allowed to do that. Well, I've been at the IRS, and they knew what I did, and nobody said anything because I'm too low on the poll right now. I'm too low. What are they going to do? Punish me? So I was able to write off a $100 piece of equipment for my office. And here's the kicker. If you follow me, the Economic Ninja, I paid for 5 courses, I think 5. And now I'm getting there. I'm going to start studying them because he had great sales. A few times he sold some for $10. Then I bought one for $100. Then I bought another one, I think, for $39.95 because it was like a pre-sale before he put the work together. But now I'm going to take the time to study them. And I was able to write them off a legit business expense of education for myself. So I'm getting $34 back from the state and $11 back from, $34 from federal and $11 back from state. And I have to mail in a piece of paper. I'll put it in the mailbox tomorrow that I have to send it to the IRS so they have it on file. Even though I already received the notification that both were accepted. So take the time. Get through the struggle. Yes, it's hard. When you leave your comfort zone and you stop living in fear and stop living as you're expected to live, it's so worth it. Life is better. Life is more challenging. I have more peace of mind. I don't feel like such a sucker, and that's how I feel. I want to continue to learn more and more. That guy was solid today. He goes, do you have any other questions? Because they're busy. They have to get off the phone. I said, yeah, I do. And when I asked my questions, he got really into it. He was like, wow. And when he found out that I even went to the IRS, and he was like, well, when you go prepared, they're willing to help you. They're very helpful. And I told him what happened. The guy was great. But I didn't plan on doing that before I worked. I'm an independent contractor. I got out there. I still work today. I didn't earn a lot of money, kind of a bust of a day, but I earned some part-time income while I'm getting things done, and I'm moving forward, and I'm gaining more of a financial education, and I'm setting myself up for a much easier way of life because I'm learning how to do so much on my own and getting my world organized, and I'm not going to get left behind, and I will not struggle anymore. So check out the Economic Ninja. I have to study his courses. I'm getting there. Go TurboTax. For me, it works. Go Self-Employed QuickBooks. Learn it. Class action suit. DoorDash. I put that in my video yesterday. I uploaded a video about that. That was 8 years ago. I had that job 8 to 9 years ago. And you see how that happened with the job, the class action suit, and the thing with DoorDash. So I wonder how much I'm going to get from DoorDash. I believe I would get a couple hundred because I did do it. I did complete DoorDash, I say a little over a year. And, the second half of the year I got into it. But in the beginning, I was very part-time. So I'm curious. Only time will tell how much I'm going to receive back. Somebody wrote a comment and said I received $1,500 back. I believe that. I totally believe that. No question about it. So when the time comes, I'm assuming towards the end of this year, I'll receive that check from the class action suit that they weren't paying full tips and they were clipping money off of your base pay. Way to go, DoorDash.